straight run. Phillips gets the 40-yard line. 45-50, 45-40. There goes Phillips at the 25, the 20, to the 15. Step arms a man and is brought down at the 10 by Kenny Mullen as Curt Phillips turns it loose and runs it down to the 10-yard line of Indiana.
Wisconsin is heading to Indy. This after a rout of Indiana on Saturday behind a school record rushing performance. And as you saw, quarterback Curt Phillips among those getting into the action. As we welcome you back to BTN Live, Dave Revsine, Chuck Long, and Howard Griffith. And we are joined now by the Badgers quarterback, Curt Phillips from Madison. And Curt, before we get into the team and its accomplishments, this is really an amazing story. I mean, this is your 4th year in the program. You've been through 3 ACL injuries. What was it like for you to be out there and to be contributing in a game where you guys ended up clinching a spot in the Big Ten championship game?
It was a lot of fun. Definitely a long time coming, but you know, I couldn't have asked for more to be out there, and you know, I was excited about it, ready to build on it.
Was there ever a point in your career as you were going through all of this where you thought maybe that day would never come?
I try not to worry about that. You know, obviously it was frustrating along the way, but you know, every time I had a little bit of a setback, I just tried to put my head down and work on it, and you know, not worry about you know, what could happen or what couldn't happen. And obviously, I'm excited with the outcome.
Hello, Curt. I'm an old quarterback myself, and I love your story of perseverance. And following up Dave's question, you know, you came in highly recruited. You were the Gatorade Player of the Year out of Tennessee. You had the world in front of you, and as Dave mentioned, you had some setbacks in your career. You finally got in a game in your senior year last year. You're going to a Big Ten championship. I think it's good for young people to know what you went through and how'd you keep your head up through all these tough times.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely not the road I had planned on having to take. But you know, the biggest thing is that, you know, there's so many people here that have helped me. You know, and just kind of keep you going along the way, encouraging you and helping you as much as you can. So, you know, those guys, and then just having the teammates around me, I think that definitely helps just, you know, ease the process and keep you involved with it.
Curt, you had a big run in the game as well. You want to tell us a little bit about that? What were you thinking when you broke free?
Yeah, you know, that's something that, you know, we tried to get a little bit of a different dimension. But when I got out, you know, I kind of kept checking behind me because I figured I was going to get run down. You know, I liked my chances a couple ACLs ago, but not so much the other day.
I am so glad you just mentioned that, because I was going to be my next question. You know, the young Curt Phillips, maybe that freshman before you got injured, would have been able to take it to the house.
Yeah, you know, I think I might have been able to pull that one off a couple years ago, but, you know, I'll take whatever I can get now.
Curt Phillips, who ran for 68 yards in Wisconsin's win over Indiana, threw for 41 as well, joining us here on BTN Live. Dave Revsine, Howard Griffith, and Chuck Long.
And looking at Ohio State now, Curt, what do they look like to you going into this football game? You watched some film on them already. What do you see with Ohio State?
You know, definitely a tough team. Obviously, they've been very successful. You know, we're just kind of getting into the game plan here, but you know, I'm excited to have them come to town. You know, definitely glad that one's in Camp Randall. It'll be a great environment, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Had a chance to look back at the tape last week as we look forward to Ohio State. You mentioned that you graded yourself as average. What are some of the things that you're going to need to do better in this upcoming week's game?
I think I just have to have a really fast learning curve. You know, one of the biggest things is that, you know, I can't afford to make the same mistake twice. You know, obviously I hadn't been getting that many reps, and now I am going to start getting them. So I just got to make the most of it and make sure that I learn as fast as possible. And because there were definitely some situations early on in the game that I kind of got us behind the chains, and we won't be able to afford that here in the weeks coming.
You talk about the Ohio State game and the challenge they present. You only threw 7 passes against Indiana without giving anything away strategically in the game plan here. Can you have a similar result? Can you guys win the game throwing it as infrequently as you did in that game?
I don't know. You know, I don't think we're really concerned about that. You know, when the guys up front were rolling and when our running backs are running like that, we don't really need anything spectacular out of our quarterbacks. So I think, you know, the biggest thing we try to do is just take whatever they give us, and I'm sure that'll be the plan this week too.
Curt, keys for this offense to be successful this weekend will be?
I think just controlling the line of scrimmage up front. Obviously, you know, Wisconsin traditionally, you know, it relies on the guys up front to get going. And when you have the kind of caliber of backs and athletes that we have, you just got to get the ball in those guys' hands.
How much talk has there been on this offense about getting Monty the career touchdown record?
You know, I don't think there's as much talk about it as you think. I think everybody, you know, kind of expected him to do it, just knowing the type of caliber player that he is. Obviously, it's an awesome achievement, and I'm super excited for him. I thought he might be able to get it this past week. I kept kind of asking him every time he scored because I wasn't keeping track. I think everybody's really looking forward to seeing that.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing the game on Saturday. Should be a great one. Wisconsin taking on Ohio State. Curt Phillips, Badgers quarterback, congratulations on your success, on your return to the field, and best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.